This is Eighth Note Triplets Part 2. Make sure that you remember from the first video that a quarter note can be split into two equal eighth notes, but we can also take a quarter note and split it into three equal parts, and that gives us a triplet. So we will go farther down. Triplet is 3 in the space of 2. You can have eighth note triplets, quarter note triplets, 16th note triplets, and you can have triplets of any musical value. Now, right here in the center, let's pretend that this is one beat. So this is one beat right there. So if I draw a rectangle that is this long, that represents, that is one beat. So that would be our quarter note right here. So now, if I instead go draw another rectangle, it lasts a full beat, but I split it into two parts, that gives us our eighth notes. This is 1/2 of a beat here, this is 1/2 of a beat here, and that would give us our 2 eighth notes that we get from splitting one beat into two parts. Now down here on the bottom, if I draw another rectangle, but this time I'm going to split it into 3 parts, that is going to give us our triplet. So this would now be 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. So you can see visually how it looks if we use the rectangles as a reference point so that we can understand the spatial relationships. Also, make sure that we have the 3 underneath to make sure that we know it's not a triplet. That it is a triplet and not just eighth notes. Now, farther down here for the counting system, you can count these different ways. Now, the standard way to count eighth notes would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Triplets, people do have different ways to count it. One common way is to count 1 triplet. And then depending on what beat it's on, it would be 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Other people do different things. Some people count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and but that is fairly similar to the eighth note version. Some people also count it as triplet and don't use the number. Whatever method you use to verbally count out, that just gives you a way to speak the rhythms in a way that people would understand that's a triplet, but yet still get the rhythm. Now, here's an example. So if we count this out, assuming that we are in 4/4 time, so this would be beat 1, 2, 3, and then beat 4. So how would we count this? If we use the 3, it would be 3 triplet. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4. And you can use this speaking rhythm method for triplets no matter what beat it's on. If it's 1 triplet, 2, 3 triplet, 4. But this is a common way to count out your triplets.